This is a story about the hunter with fire and the tragic end of his hunting career. A long time ago, in the city of Greymane, there lived a hunter and his dog, Gnomebane. They made good team, nothing could stand in their way, they frolicked in the fields, and mobs did they slay. They weren't all that great at poetry and stanza, but if you point it out here, you'll receive a banza. But one day with fire awoke with a grin, wiping away some strange blood on his chin. He whistled for Gnomebane, but he didn't spawn. He looked all around, but Gnomebane was gone. With fire searched high and low, but to no avail, until suddenly he coughed and spat out a tail. Stricken with grief, with fire's expression was black, for Gnomebane had become his midnight snack. And so with fire, alone and distraught, all of his training and battles for naught, did take up Gnomebane's favourite bone, and make a promise that he would atone. He renounced his axe, his pet and his bow, his self-esteem at an all-time low. He pledged himself to defend all creatures, and so became a druid at the Gilneas teacher. And that, my friend, is where our story revives us, which kinda half rhymes with disastrous contrivance. Introducing the new Alliance Waste, the Worgen. What the hell is wrong with my face? Jeez, this druid conversion thing is not going well at all. My name is Totalbiscuit, and you are indeed watching a Cynical Brit production. This is Worgen 4, the oh god, my facening. Yeah, so latest beta patch caused a few issues. They fixed his face, but they broke mine. Don't worry, we can fix it again later in the video, and he's still got a box on his head. I find that a little disturbing. So I switched over to a druid, and there is very good reason for that, because hunters are totally broken at the moment, and I think it's probably best that I show you a different class. So I leveled this one up, and I've gotten him to where we left off. So let's have a look at the talent trees while we're on, shall we? So we've got a couple of choices. 3 specifically. Wow, that's not entirely accurate. We really only have 2 legitimate choices. We've got Balance and Resto. Because if we go with Feral right now, we get an ability that doesn't work. So Balance gets something called Star Surge, which you'll be seeing later in this video. It's a huge, like, nature arcane pyroblast. Feral gets Mangle, which has a 100-yard range and does nothing other than aggro about everything within that radius. It's terrible. Oh dear. They have not fixed this yet. This is something they do need to get sorted out, and I would imagine that will get dealt with fairly shortly. You can see there the passives available if you pick into that tree, and you get Swift Mend at level 10 if you go Resto, which makes you an absurdly powerful healer, I would imagine. Good luck dying if you happen to have that one. You also get some nice passive mana regen. We're going to go into Balance because it's really the only valid combat tree that we have available right now due to the fact that Mangle is broken. So we'll pick a place to put a talent point. I'm thinking putting it in the Wrath spell is probably a decent idea. It's called Starlight Wrath that affects Wrath and Starfire, so we can reduce the cast time of that just a little bit. That might be handy. And then we confirm it. Now, we do get a talent point after this level, but they are going to be spread out over the course of 85 levels. You're going to be getting less points than you might expect. Okay, so we have a new spell, and it's probably time we check it out. What we also have in the top left of the screen right there is an Eclipse bar. This is part of the UI, and Eclipse is a mechanic which is supposed, I might add, supposed to encourage you to use more than one type of spell. So instead of just spamming Wrath over and over again, what it does is, if you're spamming Wrath, it charges the lunar side of the Eclipse mechanic. So you can see the bar moving towards the purple end. Now what this does is, when it reaches 100, it procs something called Lunar Eclipse, and that will allow you to then cast arcane spells with increased damage. Right now, it doesn't work, and I will keep casting until I can proc this effect for you, but it doesn't actually do anything at the moment. Now, you might have seen a rather large green glowing orb. Now that is Star Surge. Star Surge actually does something called Spellstorm damage, which is kind of like Frostfire, only it's for arcane and nature. It's a massive 2-second cast Pyroblast style ability, and there we go, proc the Lunar Eclipse there. But as you can see there by the tooltip, it actually doesn't do anything right now. It's supposed to increase damage by a certain amount. So that's the basics of a balanced druid at this stage of the game. It's fairly powerful. I mean, Star Surge makes a huge difference. You can take off about half a mob's health at this level with it, and because it's got a 15-second cooldown, it can become part of a elongated rotation. I imagine that'll be very nice for Moonkin in raiding later on, and right now it's just a godsend for a leveling balanced druid. Now, the two quests that we've got, as you may have noticed, is kill some banshees because they're mucking about, and get some moonleaf. Now, the reason we're getting some moonleaf is for a ritual we're going to be dealing with later. You may have noticed that Darius Crowley and his Worgen followers are chilling out with the Night Elves. Now, there is a reason for that. They want to try and harness and control the beast within, and the druids there reckon they can help sort that out. But first things first, we do have to get rid of the banshees, collect the ingredients for the ritual, and then you'll see a rather nice scripted quest. In fact, there's quite a lot of cool scripting in this particular area. Out of the way, please. Quick heal. I'm not used to playing healing classes. Like, oh, I'm taking damage. I can actually fix that, can't I? Wonderful. Now, I imagine that some of you are chomping at the bit to see the new Worgen cat form. I will show it to you, don't worry. Patience. Just gotta get these idiots out of the way first. Okay, there you go. It's a rather nice looking cat model as far as I'm concerned. Pretty vicious. Lacks tusks though, so I can safely say the troll one is better. And then again, the troll everything is better. Basic abilities available at level 8, as it would happen. This is when you actually learn it. You've got your Rip, you've got your Claw, and you've got your Bite. So, basic rogue mechanics, you've got a damage over time, you've got your Sinister Strike, effectively, and then you've got your Eviscerate equivalent. And you get all of that at level 8, which is fantastic. You also get Prowl at level 9, which I sort of forgot to train, because I'm an idiot, but whatever. Shouldn't need it for the time being. I'll get the last one of these Moonleaf. Unfortunately, it looks very similar to Silverleaf, and I don't have Herbalism. Might be something I want to invest in. Grab the last one, and we shall head back for some rather interesting developments. Now, those of you who are into the lore might remember an object by the name of the Scythe of Elune. That was mentioned by that infuriating Mary Poppins impersonator back in the Worgen starting area of Gilneas. And this object was granted by Elune to some bird by the name of Valenda Starsong, or whatever, some night elf, I don't care about alliance. Now, this object has actually been stolen by the Forsaken, and the Druids here in Blackwald very much want it back. So, Darius is sending us to go and assist with that, because apparently it's very important in order to ensure that they don't revert back into horrendous beasts. That's my understanding of it anyway. So we're going to go and retrieve it. Thankfully, they only sent level 10s to take it, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. I don't know why they keep doing that. You know, if you really wanted to keep the artifact, you'd have sent something tough like a level 88 elite. Or Captain Placeholder. Now, the cool thing about this is that in order to make our way inside the encampment and steal the item back, return it to its rightful owners, we have to blow this whistle. Well, it's actually a horn, but I'll call it a whistle anyway. You blow the whistle, and in come the Worgen from out of nowhere. And they go and beat the hell out of the Forsaken while you sneak in, grab the item, and then you can run off. So let's just get in range. And here we go. I blow the horn with the palm of my hand, because I'm just that awesome. I swear, the Forsaken must have the most incompetent military leaders. They've lost every single engagement so far. Against a bunch of lobies at that. Ugh. And for God's sake, for the last 3/4 of the beta, we've looked like cuddly animals. You lost to a bunch of bloody teddy bears. See, if the trolls were leading this, we wouldn't have any issues. But that's the cool thing about this little scripted, because once you get outside of the range of it, the Worgen leave, which is pretty damn neat. And then I get shot by many black arrows. Oh god, my hide. Just heal through it, thankfully. Honestly, that's a fairly powerful heal for this level. I'll sneak our way back here, and once we hand this in, all should be good. Hopefully. We'll be able to enact the ritual, which will ensure that we don't get taken over by the beast. And we're in full control of our ability to eat innocent people.
We will prevail.
I have to wonder if that's some kind of self-help mantra that his life coach told him to say. Now, Darius, repeat after me. We will prevail. We will prevail. Have a positive outlook on life, Darius. It takes far, far, far too long to drink from these bloody things. There we go. You can read the lore down there. I don't need to read it out for you. It's all about controlling the beast and all that good stuff, and a loon may be involved somewhere. Also the light and maybe Kael'thas, for it was merely a setback. 1, 2, and the last one. And you do get something from this, by the way. I've shown you the transformation thing before, but once you speak to Darius and hand this in, you get an actual ability. Does the same thing, but it's on your hotbar.
Father.
Now, pay attention.
Lorna!
Crowley, you and your elven allies are hereby ordered to serve along the King's army. Cursed or not, you are still bound by Gilnean law.
Does this toad speak for you again? You come to our dwelling as a friend, or do you come as a tyrant?
No, old friend. I've come to you as an equal.
Impossible!
Again, it is not law that binds us. It is something far stronger. My men are ready to give their lives under your command.
It is decided, then. We will unite all Gilneans and drive the Forsaken from our lands.
Yes, indeed. Right, let me teleport you back to Stormglen, since that's our next destination. The run takes about
What can I
5
do
bloody
for you?
minutes. That and the spiders everywhere. It's horrendous. Speaking of spiders, we're going to have to
Let the
pass them
light of the
once
moon
again, and...
guide you.
Oh dear, they've
Your
given her
names
her
will be
voice back.
reborn from the blood of our
Oh.
enemies. We're given the Alliance a go. The Scythe is our salvation. What's your story?
Well,
you
I
look
decided...
like decent folk.
Well, look, I'm trying to get...
Are you trying to make me
No,
angry?
no,
You
no.
wouldn't like me when
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
angry.
sure I wouldn't.
My bite is far worse than my bark.
I see. Right,
I
well...
will tear you limb from limb.
What the... Oh, come on, there's no
cannot
need to
contain the
get
rage much
violent.
longer.
Really.
You
Honest...
dare challenge me?
What? I wasn't doing anything...
lost.
Okay,
I
fine.
grow tired of you.
Yeah. Well, feisty looking
Get
one.
gabbing
yes.
or get going.
Ugh. You just can't have a conversation
Any
with that
friend
woman.
of Greymane is a friend of mine.
Oh, wonderful. It's a long-lost sister.
Good day.
Let's get Prowl so I can escape these villains. I'm sure I'm on the wrong side. Must be from all that Horde playing. That's what I'm used to. Can't get this whole alliance thing going. Ugh.
King's honor, friend.
Probably a good idea to register with that particular inn, since my Hearthstone was set in the Manor, which is all the way back there. Not the best place to go. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. It's a little bit of a long walk, so might as well do it in cat form. You can see the run animations and such. The next quest you've seen before if you watched the Quest from Hell video. Now, obviously, that quest isn't all that hard when you have a working character, but it's nice to see this quest in context. So, here's what's happened. The unpleasant guy in the top hat with the horrible sneering accent has decided to pull a little bit of a coup d'etat. And he's got 2 of the other lords to ally with him, and they've taken the king prisoner. And they intend to hand over the king in exchange for the Forsaken leaving the lands of Gilneas. At least that's their hope at any rate. Not that that would ever work, but hey, there you go. We have to sneak our way in, assassinate those 2 lords, and then we can rescue the king. So we're going to do that, and there is a scripted event here that now works, whereas it didn't in the previous area, so that's nice. You've seen all of this before if you've watched that other video, so I'm going to speed the whole lot up. But what I will do is show you just how much easier it is when you have a character that can fight, as opposed to just fall over and die. Still, it's a good little area. Teaches you a little bit about stealth mechanics if you're a class that doesn't usually have them. Teaches me how bad I am at stealth mechanics because I play a class that doesn't usually have them, but hey. We'll head up to the house on the Haunted Hill over there and track down the Baron first. Sneaking around the corner for a fag. Fag means cigarette. Don't go crazy. Down you go. It's like killing Smurfs. Or gnomes. It's perfect. They're just slightly bigger gnomes. No, no, no. Go away. Thank you. I don't know about you, but I fancy a snack. Just so many delicious joints of walking mutton. There we go. I'm supposed to be protecting the wild, but guys gotta eat, right? Now, this was the area that was so problematic with the hunter with no pet. With the druid, on the other hand, not so much of an issue. Sneak our way in the door, and I'm sure he's hiding in there as he was last time. I shall hit him with my big hammer. Well, maybe not. I'll hit him with this overpowered ability. Aha, half your HP! Wonderful. The best thing about that ability is not only does it do so much damage, it also has a knockdown. It knocks them flat on their ass. In the kind of, you've just been hit by unfathomable cosmic power kind of way. All done. Now we can go hand this in and see what the king has to say about a heroic rescue attempt. More to the point, what does Lord Godfrey have to say about it? It's a nice little questing area. I like the fact that they've tried something a little bit different here. Like, hey, doing a sneaky assassination quest. Yeah, cool. I'm up for that. More, please.
What now?
My people have suffered so long.
Yes, indeed they have.
Only I could shoulder more of their burden.
Now give me your hat. And your boots would be nice too, but the hat mostly. It is over, Godfrey.
I'd sooner die than have one of your kind for a king.
Okay, that can be arranged. Are you really going to do what I think you're going to do? Okay. Jump in the river, fine. A little bit anticlimactic, but there you go. Could have at least let me kill him. Now, I have a styling hat. Pretty happy about that. Let's see if it makes my face disappear this time. You probably noticed, if you were eagle-eyed enough, that my face fixed itself after I switched forms. Oh, fantastic. Look at that. That may, in fact, be the best piece of headgear in the entire game. You cannot, in fact, look this good. You haters be hating, you just be jealous, I tell you that. I got move, I got groove, I got fur on my ankles. It's all good.
Oi, I got a bad feeling.
And he's got a bad feeling, so let's get out of here. Now, I must say, as much as I despised the old Worgen model and the dumb grin that was on his face while I was riding around, I think now would be a perfect situation to have that. It's like, look at me. I'm on a horse, and I got a hat. And I could bite your legs off. I'm fantastic. Now, this is where we're going to end it for the time being. We're going to take a ride past Gilneas to the next questing hub, where things start to get a little bit trickier. We'll do that in the next video. As I say, I want to make the video slightly shorter because I've been having a load of upload problems with that lately, and I'd rather you not have to wait hours and hours and hours for them to process. So, 15 to 20 minutes seems like a fairly reasonable length. Now, I'm aware this is my 100th video. It's not really, because I keep deleting my videos, so it's more like my 106th or 7th, but if I'm going to do something special, I want to do it on 101, because I think that's just a cooler number. So we'll see what we can come up with. It'll take me a bit of time. I've got an idea. I'll see if I can pull it off. It would be kind of neat. But for the time being, my name's been Totalbiscuit, and you've been watching Worgen 4. I shall see you next time.